Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. Today on the program, after months of delay, the proposed budget is now on the President's table.
The President, I'm sure, will be factoring in all the statements made by both houses in going over the budget.
But the controversies hounding the budget bill remain.
In the final analysis, Presidente pa rin magde-decide kung ibibito o hindi.
Also, the presence of Chinese fishing vessels in the West Philippine Sea.
They are fishing there. They must be fishermen. So far as I know, they are not armed at all.
The influx of Chinese workers to the country.
Do not allow Chinese working in a foreign country illegally.
And is the government winning against its war against illegal drugs? Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson joins us live. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pinky Webb. The debate on the proposed 3.7 trillion national budget is far from over, even as lawmakers agreed to submit the bill to the President. Senators maintain their stand that the realignments made by House leaders are unconstitutional, while leaders of the lower house say that the amendments introduced to the budget bill after its ratification was to make sure that it will stand the test of constitutionality. Also, the Chinese government insists that there's no cause for concern on the presence of Chinese fishing vessels in the West Philippine Sea, and the war on drug continues. The President is set to reveal the names of policemen involved in the illegal drug trade. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson. Senator, good to see you again. Maraming
Good morning,
salamat.
Pinky. Good morning to the viewers.
So, the bill finally at the table of the President. Sir, ano ho ba yung laman ng bill? Just to give a little bit of siguro summary on this. The controversy was, ang pinadala sa inyo ay hindi yung enrolled bill. What was supposed to be, yung pinag-usapan ninyo ng Senate and ng
No,
House.
ang pinadalang enrolled bill sa amin, enrolled bill lang tinransmit ng Congress and lower house. Hindi, ang napansin namin doon, malaki yung pagkakaiba o may pagkakaiba doon sa na-ratify namin na BICAM report.
Right.
So yun ang kinwestiyon namin. Initially, nagkaroon kami ng duda because, normally, after we ratify the BICAM report, give or take, 1 week, nandyan yung na-transmit na yung enrolled bill.
Sa inyo?
This time around, sa amin, from the House, this time around, isang buwan na, wala pa. So, in-alert na namin, parang hineads up na namin yung aming Legislative Budget Research and Monitoring Office. Bantayan nyo yung ipapadalang enrolled bill kasi nakakaduda yung pagkatagal-tagal.
Isang buwan na.
So, true enough, when the enrolled bill was transmitted to us, they reviewed, they evaluated, nakita nila merong first net increase of 95.1 billion pesos. And included in the net increase na 95 billion, merong 75 billion doon na hindi na pag-usapan doon sa Bicameral Conference Committee, yung Joint Conference Committee na nag-usap tungkol sa parang pag-reconcile ng mga disagreeing provisions. So, alarm bell yun sa amin dahil ang nakakuha pa kami ng mga information from the House members themselves, some of them anyway.
Nagsumbong, no, sir?
Nagsumbong sila. Na talagang ginalaw nila even after the Bicameral Conference Committee report na ratified.
Okay, so basically, pinag-usapan nyo sa BICAM, nag-agree kayo, pagdating sa inyo ng enrolled bill, hindi yun yung pinag-usapan nyo?
Hindi.
Okay.
Hindi.
So you were saying, the Senate is saying, Senate President Soto was saying that there were realignments. And may mga congressman na lumapit din daw po sa kanya. Ang sabi naman ng House that we were just itemizing it. Okay, so there are two schools of thought there, sir. But anyway, nagkaroon ng stalemate. Finally, nag-usap na naman kayo. Pinas na yung budget kay Pangulo. Ano yung laman ng budget? Nandun ba yung sinasabi ng Senado na realignment? O andun pa ba yung itemization na sinasabi ng
Yung original na
congressman?
enrolled bill na pinadala sa amin, yun ang pinirmahan ni Senate President. But merong addendum. May sulat siya, Mr. President, ang ina-attest ko lamang dito sa pinirmahan kong enrolled bill, hindi kasama dito yung 75 billion. Ito po yung listahan at pwede niyong i-review, pinapaubaya namin sa inyo na i-exercise ang inyong line item veto power under the Constitution. No?
So, is it correct to say, sir, na nanaig pa rin yung congressman? Kasi yun naman yung enrolled bill. Yun yung kinwestiyon nyo. Yun din po yung eventually ibinigay kay Pangulo.
Kasi ang napag-usapan namin, hino-hostage natin yung 3.757 trillion na budget. Ang controversial lang, contentious lamang, yung botal, yung 75 billion. So that's around 19% of the entire national budget. And yung impact, negative impact sa economy, medyo madugo. Dahil pagka sa August na ipasa, ang sabi ng mga economic managers, at least 1.8% ang slide sa GDP. Pag umabot pa to ng year-end, abot pa ng mga 2.8%. So kami, and it was Senator Drilon, the lawyer, top-notch lawyer that he is, siya yung nagsuggest, pwede mo naman pirmahan yung enrolled bill, pero with reservations.
Right.
Kasi ginagawa naman natin yan. Pag pumipirma tayo sa committee report, nag-express tayo ng reservations. But this time, pag nag-express ka ng reservations, i-detalye mo. And then, so we attached, or the Senate President attached a 157-page document detailing the items that the House of Representatives realigned or revised, no? Post-BICAM.
But still, sir, sila pa rin yung nanaig. Tama ho ba, how I understand it? I know that you had attached your reservation, Senate President Soto also, doing that. Pero, kasi nga, nag-stalemate kayo, sabi nyo, hindi namin tatanggapin ito, tapos sila, yun pa rin pala yung pinadala. So,
Nag-deadlock kami. Noong we form a 3-man panel from each side, ano, nagkasundo kami initially, dahil may minention yung House, si Congressman Andaya, may president naman dyan, na yung pamana. Yung pamana kasi, mga 700 million yun eh. Sinight niya as a president na pwedeng, okay, pirmahan natin ito, pero mag-pass tayo ng concurrent resolution, joint concurrent resolution, para ma-cure yung sinasabing post-BICAM amendments. Ano. So sabi namin, sige, clear lang muna namin sa leadership. Because I was there, Senator Ligardo was there, Senator Honasan.
Yeah.
Yes. Mabuti na lang ganon because we had time to research and review ano ba yung pamana. Si Senator Drilon took the initiative of researching on the pamana because I mentioned it to him because he asked me, ano ba nangyari sa usapan ninyo? So I mentioned him, meron naman palang president na nangyari sa legislative process natin and they cited pamana. So he made a research. Ano? Nalaman niya, yung pamana, it's the reverse. Kasi ang pamana kasi, okay, yung enrolled bill hindi reflective doon sa nangyari doon sa BICAM, pero kinorek ng mali, parang inadvertently or sinadya na kung ano yung napag-usapan sa BICAM, hindi na-reflect doon sa enrolled bill. So it's the other way around. Either sinadya or hindi sinasadya. Kinorek lang yung ibalik natin doon sa napag-usapan sa BICAM. In this case, ito yung napag-usapan sa BICAM, iniba. So, magkaiba talaga. Entirely different. So
they can't use that pamana? Yun ba sinasabi
they cannot
niyo,
use
Senator?
it as a president.
Okay. So, what happens from here on? Because I remember a news article, sir, that you were saying that if the president doesn't veto this, somebody could question this before the Supreme Court?
Yes.
Would you do that personally?
I have not decided kasi it's a tedious process. I asked some friends from the, not necessarily justices, yung nakakaalam sa mga jurisprudence. Nag-rule noong 2013 ng Supreme Court. Kung merong budget ng 2019 at question mo because nag-transgress doon sa ruling ng 2013, hindi po pwede kasi nag-a-apply lang yung 2013 doon sa usapin noong 2013. So sabi ko, paano yun? So they will keep it, it's going to be a vicious cycle na i-violate natin kasi hindi man tayo ma-sanction, hindi naman tayo ma-contempt, or hindi naman tayo nag-violate because it's already 2019. And they promise parang, sige, i-review natin kung ano magagawa ng Supreme Court. Kasi there must be some sort of sanctions, di ba? Kung hindi, mamimihasa naman na, hindi. I-violate natin, wala naman sila magagawa.
Is it full of pork? How much pork is there in this 3.7 trillion budget?
Well, initially, ang nakita doon, kasi merong pinark silang 70 billion sa central office. They pulled them out from the district engineering offices. Nilagay doon para maitago. Meron doong 79 billion na nire-arrange nila among themselves na nilipat from some districts to other districts. May mga ganon.
So apart from the 70, there's a 79, sir? Is that what you're saying?
No. Ang base figure is 95 net increase. Tapos merong 75. Tapos doon sa 75, ang 72 billion doon, yun yung mga organizational output, yung tinatawag na MFO, no? Major Final Output. Ito yung pinag-aralan ng departamento, DPWH, na kung saan naka-ready silang implement. 72 billion, ang ginalaw nila, tinanggal at nilipat sa mga local infrastructure projects, meaning sa kanila, sa mga districts. Tapos yung 70, yun nga yung pinark. And 79, yun yung ginalaw nila.
How much is the pork, sir? Just
Hard
to give
to
us...
tell, mahirap kasi yung iba nakatago nga eh.
At least?
Well, at least I can say yung 75 billion. Kasi yun nilagay nila sa mga distrito nila.
So, is it right to say that you're saying that there's, in this budget, there's 75 billion pesos worth of pork that was distributed in the districts of?
The congressmen. Yeah.
That are,
And then,
who are?
makikita naman kung ano yung... Mahirap sabihin kung sino because ang tracker lang dyan is anong legislative district. No? Yung... Okay, baka sabihin na naman pinapersonal, ano? But yung initially, yung, di ba, ginalaw nila yung second reading, di ba? From Speaker Alvarez to Speaker Arroyo, meron doong 20 billion, actually 51 billion lahat-lahat yon na yung second legislative district of Pampanga na tinrack namin, ano, from DNEP, meron ng 767 million. Nung nagalaw yung second reading, bago mag-third reading, nagbalo na ito ng 2.4 billion. And then, nung makita namin yung enrolled bill, post-BICAM, nadagdagan pa uli ng 2.1 billion. So that's 4.5. Yes. Yung ibang districts, ganun din. From, say,
This is the district of who, sir?
Never mind, basta second legislative district of Pampanga. No? Kasi hindi rin natin alam kung sino talaga naglagay doon. Yung ibang districts, from a low of 300 plus million, naging 2.1, 2.8, mga ganon. But you know, the Senate is not also exempted doon sa ginawa. Because noong, i-trace natin, because they're accusing us of
slashing the budget.
Slashing. Yes, that's true. I'm not denying that because I was principally responsible for the major cuts. Ano. First, I asked, when I was interpolating on the budget of DPWH, I asked the secretary through the chairperson, Senator Ligarda, yung 75 billion pesos that was added by the controversial 75 billion that was added by Secretary Jokno, then DBM Secretary.
Questioned by Congressman Andaya.
Questioned by Congressman Andaya and admitted by Secretary Jokno.
Yes.
So I asked, alam nyo ba itong 75 billion na dinagdag ni Secretary Jokno sa budget ninyo sa DPWH? The response was, hindi namin alam. So kung hindi nyo alam, hindi nyo kayang implement. Hindi namin kayang implement, hindi namin alam. We're still in the process, exact words, we're still in the process of validating those or the added budget. Ano,
Words
the
from
items.
whom?
Secretary Villar.
Villar. Okay.
Is it okay with you if we cut this, if we delete this? Yes. So, galing sa kanila mismo. Another cut...
Nagpasabi ka, sir, parang gano'n. Okay lang sa inyo, tatanggalin namin itong 75
kasi tinanong ko, kaya nyo implement? Hindi.
Yeah.
Hindi nyo alam? Hindi. So, tatanggalin namin to. Opo, tanggalin nyo. So, walang problema kasi saan lang galing. Another cut, 20 billion. I was questioning the road right-of-way. No?
Yes.
Meron kayong 29 billion ngayong 2019, meron kayong more than 20 billion noong 2018, and yet, ang dami nagre-reklamo hindi nyo binabayaran. And hindi nyo nasa-settle yung right-of-way. So, what do we do with the 29 billion under the 2019 proposed budget? Sila mismo nag-volunteer, Mr. Senator, bawasan nyo na yung 20 billion because we cannot utilize the 20 billion. So, sila mismo nag-propose.
So how much is now for the right of way?
So, natira na lang 9 billion.
Okay,
Kasi
all right.
29 billion.
All right, we're going to talk about that because that's also one of the challenge made by Congressman Andaya. Ang tinanong po niya, kasi pag pinag-uusapan po yung build, this is really part of the controversy really. It's that they in fact increased it. And he was challenging the senators on who proposed these realignments. Meron po siyang inisa-isa. Right of way, pension for gratuity fund, meron pang housing for SEA Games. We'll talk about that after the break. We'll be right back. So, we'll
I
finish
did not
this.
even suggest na ikat yung some portion of the 29. I was only
Saying, how are you
telling
gonna
them
utilize this?
na, paano nyo gamitin? Meron pa kayong 20 billion.
Yeah.
So sila na nagsabi, hindi, katin nyo na yung 20 billion, hindi namin kailangan, hindi namin magagamit.
All right, so dadaanan ko na lang si right of way ng mabilis sa Senator kasi ang dami pa nating topics eh. So, 30 seconds. Ano yung patayan? All right, so Senator, if the President does not veto some of the provisions that the senators feel that need to be vetoed, I need a straight answer. Are you planning personally to question this before the Supreme
Well,
Court?
I might. But we're confident that the President will veto the items. Kasi pinakuha ni Executive Secretary Medialdea yung detalye ng mga sinasabi naming nirealign. Pinakuha rin ni Secretary Dominguez at pinakuha rin ng Secretary ng DBM. So what would that indicate?
Pero ang sagot niyo pa rin, Sir, might. Hindi ka pa sigurado. Kasi you have been fighting this, sir, for quite some time.
Napaka-tedious ng process eh. Mag-hire ka ng lawyer.
Yeah, but it's tedious, but you just really hire a lawyer to represent you, sir.
Yeah, sabi ko nga, I might just, question it. Pero I'll just cross the bridge when I get it.
Okay.
Kasi malaki naman indication ibibito eh.
Sir, China's militarization in the South China Sea, the news report is that according to the Westcom, there are about 275 vessels, fishing vessels, Chinese militia, sir. Siyempre, iba-iba pang ano yan. Sa near Pag-asa Island, they number 275. And that's only for the first quarter of 2019. Sir, is this a cause for concern for someone like you, as a senator, sir, and as a Filipino?
Definitely. Whether it's 600, 275, 200, 100, the fact that there are, Chinese vessels na mga militia, not even fishermen, anong ini-indicate nun? Tapos sabihin natin, hindi naman tayo pwede makipagyera sa China. Isang missile lang, tapos na tayo.
Yeah.
So kung ganun din lang, pasakop na lang tayo. Di ba? Parang, those are information that are, better kept to ourselves. Huwag mo nang i-advertise na hindi namin kayang labanan. Look, if there's a bully in the neighborhood, tapos ipoproject mo yung weakness mo, lalo kay bubuli nun. But, if you project yourself as, tahimik ka na lang and let him guess kung ano yung kaya mo, kung ano yung capability mo, then at least may laban ka.
If that is your stand, sir, what are the senators doing about this? Ano bang pwede ninyong gawin?
Well, under the circumstances, the Senate is a collegial body. Ang ano lang namin is, from time to time, we call out, the President, kung meron, or the executive branch, kung may nakikita ka naming para may mga lapses na, di ba? May mga omissions, yun lang kaya namin gawin. But anong gagawin namin? Anong law ang ipapas namin? Or anong treaty i-ratify? In the first place, when we ratify a treaty, it always emanates from the executive branch, di ba? Yun lang naman pagdidebatahan namin kung ano yung laman noong proposed na treaty.
Well, you can also file a resolution among the senators calling out something like this, sir. You've done that in the past in other topics. Na the senators can come together.
Yeah, the sense of the Senate. Yeah.
Yes.
We can do that. We can do that.
But
actually,
is there a sense of medyo hindi po kayo masyadong active hinggil dito? Is that it, sir?
Hindi naman, but pagka ganitong alarming na yung situation, we might, get on with it, no, and proceed with filing that resolution.
So this is alarming, sir?
Well, it is alarming. No, it is alarming kasi militia nga yun. Bakit nila inikutan?
Fishing boats. Ang sinasabi, sir, is fishing boats and Chinese militia. Yun ang sinasabi.
Pag sinabing mo Chinese militia, these are armed, ha?
No, they are saying they're Chinese militia that are not armed. That's what's yun po
Who says?
sinasabi.
Sila.
Well, yeah.
Oh, why send Chinese militia?
So, the thing is, sir, you were saying that kasi umabot na dito na alarming na eh. But what I'm trying to say, sir, is, hindi ba abot dito kasi naging tahimik din po kayo? Is there some sort of, I guess...
Well, you can say that, pero hindi rin naman ganun ang situation. Let's not blame the Senate. Let's not blame the senators, kung mayroong mga ganitong mga incidents na nangyayari sa West Philippine Sea. So, we're too friendly, but we're too accommodating. And we're expressing pa na we're helpless. For me, parang... Alam mo na mahina ka, wag mo nang ipagsigaw ang mahina ka kasi lalo ka ibubuli.
So what can we do? What can government do? Yun ho ba yung mga the usual diplomatic protest, note verbal?
Well, yun lang man talaga ang pwedeng gawin. Mag-note verbal o kaya mag-diplomatic protest ka, mag-file ka ng protest. Ano, magagawa nga naman. Diba?
But that's it for now.
Yeah, for now, yes, yes.
All right, sir, Chinese workers also making their way to the country. We're going to briefly show this video coming from the ALU TUCP of Chinese, apparently construction workers, well, obviously doing work somewhere in Manila. Let's watch this.
Ang tanong, sino yung foreman nyo? Oo. Ha? Kaya nga, Chinese workers. Sir, Chinese workers?
Just to add to that, sir, was also a news report on this by ABS-CBN that there were there were a number of Chinese workers and at nakita po na yung iba construction workers. I'm bringing this up because apparently there is a rule, sir, dun sa directive from the Bureau of Immigration that construction workers, foreign construction workers are not allowed. Hindi sila dapat pinapayagan.
That is correct.
What is going on?
Pero nakakuha ng temporary permit eh. Yun ang problema. So it's, again, babalik na naman tayo sa government, babalik tayo sa executive branch. Why are we accommodating Chinese workers to the detriment of our own construction workers? Tayo nga nagpapadala pa ng construction workers abroad. Tapos may requirements tayo rito, hinahire naman natin Chinese workers. And it's not only in Metro Manila. You go to Clark, you go to the provinces, pagka marami dyan ang contractor Chinese. Of course, ang dala-dala nila mga Chinese workers.
Well, sinasabi naman nila for technical, skill, pero hindi yung trabaho supposed, sir, that's even a gray line, yung trabaho na hindi kaya gawin ng Pilipino.
Well, when
lamang.
we say construction workers, they are construction workers. Iba yung technical people, yun nagpo-provide ng technical expertise sila sa paggawa ng technical, mga arkitekto yun.
But sir, who, I understand that Senator Joel Villanueva had a couple of hearings regarding this, but who do we turn to? Do we turn to the DOLE? Do we turn to the Bureau of Immigration? Kasi nga merong different permits that DOLE was supposed to be giving and the BI as well, sir.
That's where Congress can exercise our oversight function or even, call DOLE, tulad ng ginagawa ni Senator Joel, and, call their attention.
But sir, you're calling out their attention. Is something happening?
Well, that we have to see kung merong mangyayari. But we just keep on harping on these issues and baka sakali magkaroon ng resulta.
We'll be taking another short break. We'll be right back. Wala lang, tsaka yung drug war. Wanted to get really your take on the drug war. Are we winning? Yes. Sige. So the president made a recent statement about the war on drugs involving police. Let's listen. I'll go straight to the source so the senator can hear that. Sige. Okay.
30 seconds.
You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today is Senator Ping Lacson. President Rodrigo Duterte says he will release a list of police officers involved in the drug trade. He said that very recently. Again, let's listen.
Ilabas ko yung dokumento bukas. Yung paano maglaro ang pulis sa droga, yung mga opisyal. At bakit hindi mahinto-hinto? At bakit naman yung mga pulis noon naka-assign sa anti-drugs hanggang ngayon sa anti-drugs pa rin? Kaya pinaglalaroan ang Pilipino. Pinapatay ko ng mga na yan, nandyan pa rin yung droga. Mas lalo tuloy tumindi. Kaya ang tatanong naman ng ibang opisyal, ito ba'y tagumpay? Nasabihin ko sa inyo, hindi, because worldwide yan.
Sir, reaction. Bakit ba hindi mahinto-hinto ito? PNP chief po kayo. The president has been waging this war for 3 years. He said 3 to 6 months. It's been 3 years.
Well, you know, it says a lot about our law enforcement. Siyempre, function ng law enforcement eh. Maybe PIDEA and even the Philippine National Police, mag-isip sila ng ibang strategy, mag-shift ng strategy because, alam mo, sobrang focus nila sa market. No? Kasi dala, di ba, supply reduction, market reduction, parang merkado yung laging tinitignan. Mabuti ngayon, yung PIDEA, of late, meron silang supply constriction efforts, ano? Yung 1.8 billion, tapos yung, of course, nakarating ng distribution point yung sa Ayala Alabang. Nasa market na yon, practically. Sana, bago pa lang umabot sa distribution point, ma-interdict na nila. So, there should be a shift in the strategy na yung PIDEA must just focus on big time. Talagang super big time na drug lords. Like, I remember ito yung panahon ni J. Edgar Hoover, di ba? When they were chasing sina Babyface Nelson and so forth and so on. Talagang yung task group na pinorm, dyan lang kayo sa malalaki. Yung maliliit, gamitin nyo lang to bring you to
bait them, to bring you to the big ones.
To the big targets.
Yeah.
Ang PIDEA, sometimes we hear, maski yung mga ilang gramo, ilang kilo, na inuhuli nila, that's a waste of resources, di ba? So I think they should delineate yung responsibilities, di ba?
Sir, are we winning the war on drugs? Because I know that, you know, the PIDEA, 1.6, yung billions dun sa Alabang. Prior to that, meron din. After that, meron din. Sir, are we winning it?
Well, we may or we may not be winning it at this point, you know. I'd like to see some empirical data. And that's the reason why I recommended that DDB should be given 70 million pesos to conduct some analytical and methodological survey or analysis. Nasaan na ba tayo ngayon as far as the drug situation is
Mahirap
concerned?
po kasi parang we're getting data just from various sources and it's not empirical data, I guess, that's what you're saying.
And ang PNP rin, baka they're more efficient now. Kasi lumalabas na ang dami pa rin drugs, nahuhuli kasi nila.
Yes,
so hindi conclusive yung sinabi ni Presidente na it's worsening.
Yeah, okay.
Diba?
Very, very quickly, sir, are you in favor of the President releasing the names of police officers involved in drugs?
In the same manner that they should not release the names of judges and other personalities without filing charges? No, I'm not in favor.
Maraming salamat kay Senator Ping Lacson. Sir, thank you so much. Hindi na kita natanong sa 11 and 12 mo na, Senadora. Meron ka ng 10. So far, no? You have 10 so far.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.